Jesus fucking Christ. That was, I'm just gonna get straight into it, that was absolute dog shit to watch. Just no effort, no skill, no structure, no passion, no guts, no anything. It was just, there was just nothing to us today. We had no purpose. Every time Port Adelaide had the ball, their players seemed to have a purpose. They seemed to know what they were doing. They had a structure, they had a goal. When we get it, we just handball it to each other. We handball it to people that are just being tackled already. We're just hacking it forward. Players not defending correctly. Forwards not leading correctly. Literally all over the board, you can spot just the gaps in performance, just in what we set out to do day to day. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm just curious to see what our coaches are teaching during the week. You know, what we're trying to do with our ball movement, what the players think that they're trying to do. You know, I just want to go and watch them train and see, you know, what exactly they're setting out to do. Is particularly that forward 50 structure that makes absolutely no sense to me. And we're just bombing forward, and it can't be just a coincidence that we do that every week. It must be trained in. It must be a reason that we just seem to be bombing forward every fucking week. We're not going to kick more than 12 goals a week when the delivery is that poor. It doesn't make any sense to me. And to be fair, Port Adelaide took their chances. They did what they had to do. It was just a shambolic performance on our behalf in Shanghai, which again, I don't know why we bothered paying to play. We're getting money to play there. Geary's out for the season. Everything went wrong today. Everything went wrong. The only thing that went right, guys, was that Rowan Marshall just justifies why he's an absolutely ridiculously talented young ruckman, and he's the only player out there today that was better than any Port player. I think he was close to the #1 ranked player on the ground, which is astounding considering how lopsided the game was in general play. He had the most clearances on the ground. He had the most close to the most contested possessions on the ground. He had over 20 hitouts. He had over 24 possessions. He kicked a goal. Like, absolute gun. Like, Marshall is an absolute gun, and we have no one else on that level at the moment. Gresham was better. Robbie Young, again, did nothing. Ben Long did nothing apart from kick that long goal in the second quarter, I think it was. Josh Bruce, what the hell, man? Like, what is going on with Josh Bruce? He's clunking them at half back, and then when there's a perfect chance for him to take marks in the forward line, he doesn't know what he's doing. Just running around like a headless chook at the moment. Seb Ross, mate, if you think you're a leader, you are just massively mistaken, because today and last week, even though we won, just don't do enough. You don't do anything with the ball. You don't hurt the opposition. You just get it and hack it. Steele was supposed to be tagging Boak today, and Boak had a ridiculous game. No point tagging. I'd rather Steele just be attacking the other way and see if we can hurt the opposition. I know, you know, it's a bit of a tricky one with him because sometimes he's tagging, sometimes he's not. But it was just to summarize, guys, almost single-handedly just ruined my weekend. You know, I was super excited to see this game and just to see us put up a contest, 6-5, get Geary back, and a chance to get into the top 8, and really no sort of a yelp from the team at all. Like, some of the goals today, Joyce, God, Darragh Joyce, I don't know where to start with him. I thought Wilkie had probably his worst game for the club. I thought Battle had his worst game for the season. You know, I'll just go through some of your comments. There's already a few, but I'm going to keep this short. There's really no point in me going through and repeating myself. Poor delivery, no execution of passing. Some of the 10-metre passes that they couldn't even hit was atrocious. Rex says, can't blame the coach where there is a lack of talent. Marshall, only player worth anything today, he's so good. We all spewed watching that rubbish. Very little talent on that list. Kent is a hack. Long is a hack. Whole side didn't want to be there. First 2 quarters were decent and we were pathetic in the midfield. Isn't Ratton our forwards coach? I think so. So he's got some answering to do. Blake says, I feel for Gears. Hope he's okay. Give Rats the top job before he goes to North. I'm just wondering, guys, is this a bit of a coach killer for Richo? Is this then going to reignite all of that anger from last season? Is he in danger? Does he lose his job over a performance like this? You know, what's the go now? Do we just see him out for the season, or a change is needed? Do we need to bring Hanbury at 24? Do we bring him in? Do we rush Max King in? Hunter Clark's got to play. Nick Hines got to fucking play. These guys that are doing well at Sandy need to play. Richo is gone, but honestly, when it came out, the players were sick. I knew I had no hope. They all look exhausted. Major shake-up needed. At least 6 or 7 players out and not pick the same old players to come in. Time to mix it up and test our list. Small forwards never convert. I'm not going to vent on a food poison team. There were several players who were mildly affected but played. The Ratton effect, he needs to go, plus Richo and half the team are cooked. When St Kilda loses, they always have more behinds than goals. That tells the story. And Port, what did they kick? 20 goals 4 or 21 goals 5 or something? They kicked ridiculously straight. Like, atrocious. It was just crazy how straight they were kicking. I've got a feeling Brad Scott will get the coaching job next year for us. I really hope not. Marshall needs help. Bruce can't help in the ruck. Colin says, really good comment there from Colin. Thanks, mate. Positive there. We don't even deserve Rowan. Imagine how much more the kid would progress if he played with a good team. Surely Joyce never plays another game. Josh Bruce is a defender. How did we only manage 47 tackles, yet we're based on a pressure system? But if we're based on pressure, we should be having 70 tackles a week, bare minimum. Sack Robertson, I think you mean Richardson. Need a coaching statement after the bye by dropping a senior player in poor form. Time's up, Richo, thanks, but you're in your 6th year and you simply can't get the best out of the players. We get what we deserve, as we should have moved you on at the end of last year. Gresh was only good in junk time. Marshall played for the jumper. The moment we have the ball, everyone floods forward as if they're giving off options, which is remarkable for a team that cannot convert. And even that's a stretch, given the ball was coughed up in the middle that many times. When it returned to Port's 50, there was like 4 opponents ready to have a day out. Which is true. Out the back goals were just crazy today. It seemed like we bombed forward and they just came back. Julio, I'm not becoming a big whinger, mate. If you don't like it, don't watch these videos. I'm telling it as it is. I'm upset about the performance. Don't tell me you're expecting this type of performance. It was uncalled for and we should have been better. We are better than this, and Richo's not getting it out of the club right now, and it's very frustrating. So that comment's a complete load of shit. I'm not whinging, I'm venting, I'm upset, and you should be too if you actually gave a shit about the club. Chris says it's time for a new coach. The structure's not there. There is talent, it's just not being honed in on. It's embarrassing. Battle should be up front. Geary rushed back, looked way off. Now he's done probably for the season. Such bad result after managing and coaching again. Nothing has changed in 6 years. Joe says by telling it the way it is, that's not whinging, that's being honest. Thank you, Joe. I'm telling it as it is, guys. If you don't like it, as I said again, you can jog on. I'm just going by my gut feel, and this is exactly how I feel right after the game. If you don't want me to tell you the truth, then there's no point of me doing this page. I'm always going to tell the truth. The club won't do anything about this, let's be real. Half the team looked sick. Worst game of the season. How far away is Logan Austin? I don't know. I haven't seen him. I don't even think he's playing for Sandy, to be honest, but I think Clavanero has been playing and playing well. 22-7. They were 21-3 at one stage. Yeah, they were kicking crazy straight. You can't blame being sick because of this result. I agree. If you're out there, you're good enough to play. Minnie says we still have a chance to make finals, so we have a predicament whether or not we trial a lot of players or we keep our structure and possibly make finals. Okay, here's a hypothetical, guys. We've got the bye. We've got the bye this week. And then we come back and we play Gold Coast in Townsville. If we lose to the Gold Coast, is that the final straw from Richo? They just lost by 80 points to GWS today. We cannot lose to GWS to Gold Coast in 2 weeks' time. If we do, geez, there's going to be a lot of questions asked, and there's going to be more venting on my behalf and a lot of other Saints fans' behalf. So the club better fix it up across the bye and come back even stronger, because we've got 2 big games, Gold Coast and Brisbane, and I don't think either of them are going to be easy the way we're playing right now. Well said, Saints TV. Thanks, Dave. Well said. Thank you. Can't kick goals or kick to teammates at all. I would be venting too. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Sharon. Adam says, love your work, mate. We're all feeling the same. Thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting. Worst thing is we need to wait 2 weeks before we can make up for it. A great comment, Grant. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be shit to just wait this whole week out, then another week out. But hopefully in that meantime, we can get Carlisle and those guys on the track and maybe get some of them back, because that would be a big help for us, particularly if we lose Geary for the season. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Honestly, there's no point in me talking that much about this game. You all know what I'm going to say, and you share the same opinion. Comment if you want, and I'll respond when I can. To summarise, we were awful. Port were ridiculously good. We made them look better than they were, but they were very good. They kicked straight. They took their chances. We didn't. They were clean with the ball. We weren't. And that's why we lost by 70 points, which is our worst loss since our 71-point loss to Sydney last season in the Pride match, where we conceded 9 goals to 1 in the first quarter. So it's been a while since we've been slogged this much, but it's not a good feeling when you get excited all week and you think there's a big chance that your team's turning a corner, and then they remind you, wait a second, we can still be shit. So that's just how it is, but I'll cop it on the chin, and hopefully we can come back after the bye stronger and better, hopefully, and hopefully get some players back from injury. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, share this video, vent away, and we're all in this together. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Go Saints.